You get a brand new car and you spend the extra $2,500 for the 15-speaker sound system. Your buddy just spent $250,000 on a brand new pair of focal speakers with the Macintosh Power Amp, right? What do you put on first? Alice in Chains, Unplugged. This has always been my very first choice when I get a new sound system. Bob Marley and the Wailers, the album Exodus. Hearing Natural Mystic flow in and just fill up the speakers is one of the great joys of my life. It's an obvious choice. How could we not test our stereo system listening to Beethoven? This is the second movement, Allegretto, from his 7th Symphony. And there are so many good choices, but I chose the John Elliott Gardner version from '92. It takes me to that place. It's so hopeful and yet dismal. It's optimistic and yet frightening at the exact same time. And there's just nothing heavier than Beethoven. Tool, Enema. This whole album is an absolute masterpiece. They're all masterpieces. But boy, do I want to crank it up to 10 and hear 46 and 2. Yes. Tori Amos, Little Earthquakes. This album is spectacularly beautiful. The track Winter, in particular, if you have a huge, powerful, clean sound system, when the strings come in around a minute, it just blooms and it opens up, and it almost eclipses her equally unbelievable voice and piano playing.
I hear a voice, you must learn to stand up for yourself, 'cause I can't always be around. He says, when you gonna make up your mind? When you gonna love you as much as I do?
Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Number one for me would be hearing Claire Torrey descend from her great gig in the sky. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble from the album Couldn't Stand the Weather. If for no other track, it's to hear Tin Pan Alley in all of its single coil beauty. A power trio sounding huge and wide, and you get to hear every single nuance of one of the greatest, most heartfelt guitar players that ever lived.
All the people down there. Kill it for the whiskey, why did you
Casey Musgraves, I'm a huge fan, and her album Golden Hour is not just packed with incredible songs, but the actual sound of the album is pristine, immaculate, huge. And the opening song, Slow Burn, might have the perfect sounding acoustic guitar.
Born in a hurry, always late. Haven't been early since 88.
What a great line. How could I not have Van Halen on here? How could I choose a Van Halen album to put on here? I'm choosing 1984 for one reason. Because it has all of the Van Halen. It has your one-take nastiness of Hot for Teacher. It's got your quirky songs like Drop Dead Legs. But it's got the keyboards. Just brutal. Brutal. For all my deadheads out there, Cornell 77 has to be on this list. If you've never listened to it, start with Scarlet Fire.
I was walking round Promenade Square.
That's the heat right there. Perhaps my favorite musical anything are the Chopin Nocturnes. And my favorite version, again, freak out in the comments, is Arthur Rubinstein. This ninth opus number 2 in E-flat major is just what I hear in my head when I'm in the shower, when I wake up, when I'm walking around. I don't think there's a single other musical anything that has been imprinted in my brain that I hear in such detail and nuance as his opening stanzas to this beautiful piece. If I'm by myself and I'm calling it a night and it's loud and I want to hear my favorite musical creation of all time, this is what I'm putting on. Do I even need to say anything else? That's it. I hope you enjoyed this list, my friends. I'm sure yours is very different. I would love to see you blow up the comments with it. And that's it. Just remember, the joy of music is what we're after. Get in the car, crank it, send the kids out of school, fire up your stereo system, fire up your amps, go and play the drums. Music is supposed to be loud and it's supposed to be immersive. It's not supposed to be background noise. It's not a commodity. It is a true expression of how human beings are supposed to be with each other, and you're supposed to celebrate it. And I don't know. I just want to see your list. If you dig the vibe here, hit subscribe, and I'll see you around the way. Cheers.